Ngoba kwemule inkosazane nezingwe nengonyana masisiyaphela nje baba ngiyazi ukuthi bathe uma bemuka nokuhlala bathi Nkosi ngiyamuka imphefumulo lekelela ngey'ndlela zonke lengani baba senzeni umusa Nkosazane nabo laba bazosizwa
A group of community members in Nhlungwane and in Tuzuma have gathered to pray for the souls of their lost ones.
Ungathi ngawasiza amaphoyisa anisize ingane zami imbi into la njoba nani mile lani sinalo izivumba lokunuka ibhlungu indawo zonke kuyakhalwa kuyafiwa kuyizinto zonke ngenxa yokona kwethu asiblame uhulumeni asiblame umuntu kodwa kungenxa yamacala ethu.
So I'm just going to tell them to clear the way for the doctor. Bosi ukule ndawo ningabi khona ngoba khona inja iqale izoqala lephezulu nje kwazi ukuthi ungatha into ikhona yabantu so ngicela ukuthi ningayibalekeli ayilungi inje etrainini.
A combined group of Metro and SAP search and rescue police members is searching for the bodies of 4 members of the Ngaleka family. Nearly 2 weeks after deadly floods tore through KwaZulu-Natal, the rescuers sweep through devastated areas struggling to recover the missing.
Guma wami nabasana bami nobhuti wami ngibhuti kubuhlungu manje benseligoli mina ndifike sekusithi apha kuhle emanzi phezulu afika agenqa yonke into lapha lapho sekubhiza yonke into kwaphela ngami umuntu beke usebenzela umndeni wakhe enothanda bathanda abantwana bakhe nobaba ngikhule ngenaye kodwa bengitata engimama kuwo athi kabuhlungu maseke ngishiya kabuhlungu kangaka.
Sniffer dogs battling countless community scents in ever-changing wind directions are struggling to locate the deceased.
I've been with the police force, you can say 11 years now, but with search and rescue it's been 4.5 going on 5. Well, this is the worst. This is the worst. I think 2 or 3 years back we had those Durban floods, but it wasn't as bad as now. Now it's just like, it's like the world is telling us we need to look after it. The flood just started, it was flash floods, so houses were getting crushed and we had to go out at night in the rain and try to save people out of their homes because the homes were collapsing. It takes a lot of energy, when in search and rescue, when you've got a job, it's strenuous. There's no easy job and no job that is exactly the same as the one before. It doesn't get monotonous. So it takes a lot of energy. It works your mind, it works your body, and with, say for instance, we have a water operation, and we have to carry from where the river is to about maybe 1 kilometer up to the roadside, because majority of the time where we rescue people and where we recover bodies, it's very far from the roadside. So we have to now make the inaccessible accessible for the mortuary van and for the SAPS station van. So we, with this 5 mil wetsuit on, have to literally carry that body to the roadside.
In Ananda, north of Durban, search and rescue units and community members toil through the sodden earth hoping they find the tiny body of 6-year-old Thandiwe Magwaza. More than a week has passed since the Magwaza family home collapsed on April 11 due to a mudslide following heavy downpours that flooded the steep embankment where their home was constructed.
lezi zona zombili lezi ebenazo vele futhi emhlabeni.
The children's father, Kailihle, was also a victim of the collapse and briefly survived before succumbing to his injuries in hospital days later.
Ukuthi sebemtholile la ubhuti wami bamngenisa endlini wathi iy'ngane zami zila ngithole khona. Washo lawo umngazuli kusho ukuthi-ke babheke iy'ngane zangatholakala. Yonke-ke lamasonto bebheka umphakathi ubheka bengatholakali ngoba setholakala namhlanje lo yedwa.
The body of Standiwe's 9-year-old sister, Standizile, is retrieved by forensic pathologists after being found just moments earlier.
We try our best to detach ourselves emotionally when we are going to certain scenes that may affect you as a person, because me as an officer, I know which type of scenes that will affect me. Like I can deal with adults, teenagers, but obviously when it gets to little kids, it does affect a person. So I try my best to just remove that emotion away, and then we go and we recover the body. Obviously when we are doing rescues and recoveries of children or adults that's close to your family members' ages, so it does affect you. So it actually motivates you to finish the job, but at the same time also affects you emotionally. So you try to now just apply, or how can I say, you try to talk to yourself and say like, okay, this is somebody's family member. I need to recover this body. I need to rescue this person, just to give the family some satisfaction and closure.
At the Mopela Cemetery in Hammersdale, west of Durban, heartache and pain fills the voices of hundreds who attend the funeral of 5 siblings killed when their home collapsed and crushed their bodies on the evening of April 11. The sight of 11-month-old Ayabanga Makwala's tiny coffin hits home for many of her relatives as her body is lowered beneath the dirt.
Ingane iminam ona 8 kube alakhe una 14 umfana intombazane lengiqale ngayo mase kubu axolile una 16 umfana mase kubu kwanele una 16 umfana mase kubu ayabonga una 11 months intombazane ngangikhona endlini hayi kwakunetha lemvula yakhona kwanetha kwaku 8 exactly because ilesikhathi ugesi wabuya ngawo kwasho kanye nje kwathi nje phohlo ngithi kwakuyitshe elikhulu elalisuka emthangaleni omunye umuzi wangaphezulu wehlela kwehlela ngenzansi kwathi nje phohlo kanye kwadilika nje ikamera lonke lelingane ladilika lawe lapha ekwabo kwakwazi ukuphuma ugogo nengane enye ena 7 ngamemeza ka nangempela umakhelwane basabela bahamba bayo kwazi ukuthi bakhiphe ugogo nengane laba abanye vele kwasevele nje sekonake livele because nje kwavele kwamboza inhlabathi nje kwamboza nje kwawudaba. Yazi namangazi ukuthi ngisurvive kanjani because kahle kwakhamba yonke into lapha yana yonke into yayihamba ngisho indlu yayimuva uyizwa iyamuva ngakwazi ukuthi ngiphume ke ngiye eminyango ngakhasa ngamadolo ngaze ngawufika kamakhelwane because ubungakwazi ukuma nje bowuthi uma ushone phansi ngcono umuzohamba ngamadolo.
Ledidi said 4 of the 5 children had funeral cover, but it had been too late for them to attempt to get burial support from the state, as they only found out they could make an application the day before the funeral. The Gumbi family in the Wushwini area near Hillcrest remains in limbo after 3 of their relatives were swept away in the Ananda Dam. Cousins Lubanzi Gumbi, Asanda Cele, and Slindokule Gumbi were flung from their home after it was completely wiped out by a massive rocks that fell from the mountain above them. Search and recovery operations to locate the bodies of the girls have proved futile due to the unforgiving and vast landscape.
It hit them here. They woke up with water at the level of the windows. Before they could do anything, the house just got swept. And when they were being swept, it was the boys who realized that the house was gone. Mind you, it's late at night. Where you are parked, her car was there. They got flushed down. You will see where her car is. It's about from here to the dam, to the mouth of the dam, it's about 3 kilometers, thereabouts. The car is about 1.5 K down. Now the 3 children, the 8-year-old Lubanzi, the 13-year-old 2 girls, we haven't found them. Now the debris from this house, some of the furniture, we found it as the furthest point is at the mouth of the dam. All this debris is part of the furniture we have in the house that has washed down all this way towards the mouth of the dam. They could be from here all the way into the dam and anywhere beyond as well. Then the resources get soaked up by the attention of the minister, which upsets us as well, because they don't bring anything except to be briefed. They can be briefed elsewhere. Here you need every manpower, every woman, every personnel. And yet they come in 100-car convoys, police, motorcades. You don't need that. The resources are thin already. You know, you barely see the police. You barely see the police coming out. So that's been irritating. We want closure. That's what we want. Others are building, that's fine, they can do that. But we want a dedicated team to locate, to help search alongside us daily if we have to. The mothers are distraught, as you can imagine, traumatized, and the level of help has exposed what we all know about our country. We are not prepared for anything, and even the worst thing that happens, it's your bare hands that help you and the person next to you. Nothing is organized from A to Z. The disaster, of course, has hit a country who is really, that's been on its knees for many years.
At least 435 people have been killed and 55 people remain accounted for, a number which continues to increase daily. The devastation brought about by the floods is expected to cost the provincial government 17 billion rand, as over 17,000 homes have been affected and more than 120,000 people have been displaced. Many affected people have little trust in the government and fear that gross mismanagement will plague rebuilding efforts. Experts have warned that if climate change is not kept in check, extreme weather conditions will become the norm, leaving a deadly cycle of loss to continue.